conversation about reselling before the podcast starts. I don't know how many times I have to tell you guys this is a reselling podcast.
We're trying. We're
This is
learning.
the Reseller Leftovers podcast, the self-diagnosed number one podcast in the world.
Oh, is that what it is? So, oh, sorry. Go ahead. I interrupted you.
Again.
No, that's all right.
All right. Is that what it is? Oh, go ahead.
It is.
So we talk about reselling before the podcast, and then we start the podcast, and then that's the leftovers.
Yeah, the leftovers.
All of our listeners get all the scraps and leftovers.
Right.
I thought we were the leftovers, but you're saying our listeners and reviewers are the leftovers.
Is that what I'm saying?
But the way you guys say it. But again, those are your guys'. That's what you guys think. I don't think that. That's why I'm down here by myself.
He loves separating himself, doesn't he?
Again, so we're going to have another separation of the podcast?
Yeah.
Dan's going to be up in the hot air balloon all by himself, and we're going to be down in the pits of down below. That's Joe, Philly Picker, Dan and the Man, and I'm Jimmy Old School Flips, and we don't know what we're doing anymore. I know it's almost my birthday. We could have like a birthday.
Oh gosh.
We could just have a celebration of Jimmy and his birthday.
No, I don't.
Talk about.
I would have brought the birthday hat.
You're gonna celebrate your birthday when's your birthday?
No, it's not. It's still a week away. So.
Oh my god.
The next episode.
So next week we have to.
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
Celebrating birthdays.
You're a grown man. Suck it up. It's your birthday.
You're not gonna sing happy birthday or anything. Or
no, I won't. I'm not gonna do it. No.
I'm not gonna wear like a fancy hat.
You didn't do anything we got in a fight on my birthday.
We got in a fight?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. When was that? Let me see.
I'm not going to tell you.
What fight was that?
If I don't know what your birthday is.
Let me go back in my phone.
Wait, I gotta go back. Episode 3 or something.
I think we did mention it in the podcast. Joe mentioned it because I'm not one of those. I don't really. I mean, it's your birth. It's a birth. I mean, I don't know. It's your birthday next week. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm getting close to 50, so we should be sorry. It's getting closer and closer and closer.
No, I'm gonna say happy birthday now because we're not celebrating it next week. I swear to God.
All right, I'll celebrate. Don't worry, family will celebrate. My family likes me, so they'll celebrate with me.
I'll say it next week, Jim.
We're a reselling podcast. It's not a birthday podcast. If we had a birthday podcast, we could have. Well, that's a good idea for a podcast. Every week, you get someone who's it's their birthday, and you celebrate their birthday.
Yeah, that's a great. There you go. See, but you won't celebrate it.
If it was their actual birthday and they weren't a grown man.
So you're gonna have you're gonna do like a bunch of kid birthday parties on whatnot now? I mean on YouTube? Like is that what's happening?
No, that
now?
sounds weird too. If I say when you say that, it sounds weird.
That's very weird.
Did you go to yard sales? Anybody? I have lots of yard sale stories. I went to a bunch of yard sales.
Oh my! Do we have to listen to them all, or can you talk about that on your birthday?
You guys. That's why I'm asking you guys.
I don't remember. See, it's been so long since we recorded.
Yeah, it seems like forever ago. It's so nice.
It was that Friday that I was awful. The next day was Saturday. This last week I was like, I'm not going to yard sales. I went to one yard sale. I spent $25, and I bought a bunch of good stuff. I got good stuff for me.
For you.
And then on Saturday last week, I refused to go to yard sales, and I went to the bins. And I had a great day at the bins.
Oh, yeah. Good.
Why did you refuse?
Why did I refuse to go?
Yeah.
Because I think yard sales are like a joke. They're not a joke. They don't exist. They're not real. They're like
it's like dinosaurs to Tim, right?
Yeah, that was the exact analogy I was just going to use. Like they just don't. I don't want to get crap because I didn't go to. I went to one yard sale. Huh?
You're not having any luck at yard sales.
And I did good at the bins. It was hardly anyone at the bins. I got free rain.
Because they were at the yard sales.
Huh?
They were at the yard sales.
Yes, you zig when they zag. I used to go to the bins and I would go if everyone was on one side, I would go to the other side. And then when they went over to this side, I would go back, I would flip over to the other side. And I would always be on the opposite side of people. Okay. So that's what I was like, everyone's gonna be out yard selling. I'm gonna go to the bins. And I had 2 IKEA bags of shoes, and then if you shop at Aldi, if you guys know Aldi, they have like their reusable bags. They have like a nice sized bag, and I filled that up with toys and
cool.
what else? Some plush and stuff for
What I don't think there's any wrong way to resell. So I mean, if that's your spot to find good stuff, I'm not gonna say it's wrong.
I spent like 2 hours there looking around, and I filled up my, I just got what I got, and then I was happy. I came home, and I've been I was cleaning and listing, and I'm almost done listing everything. And I had some stuff for I found one like a Microsoft Money Manager thing from like 2007, and there's comps for. I spent $58, and there's comps for this one piece. It's $60, 55, $60 for
Nice.
for that piece. So it'll pay for everything. And then
Yeah.
shoes in there. I mean, decent shoes. I was happy with. No clothes. I didn't look at clothes.
Well,
Are you getting away from the clothes? That's surprising, Dan.
I don't. Well, I don't go to the I don't look through the clothes very often at the bins. Once in a while, I'll go. Usually, I go to the bins for shoes, and then I started looking through like the hard goods section. Well, I mean, I'll look through the hard goods, and then by the time I get to the clothing, I'm like exhausted from digging in stuff. And I have a full cart
from the actual racks, like the Goodwill racks, right? Like actually,
yeah. Like I went to Salvation Army last week, and I did I think I bought 30 items, I think, from Salvation Army of clothes, and I did clothes all week, which was very nice. That was I forgot. Yeah, I got junk to talk to you, Jimmy.
What did I do?
I had to re-listen. So I had to re-listen to the podcast to get like a title for last podcast, and I started talking about it because I wanted to talk about it, and then we got sidetracked, and so I was talking about how I was getting burnt out, and I was saying I was burnt out on the last podcast with Tim, which was awesome to have Tim on. So
thank you, Tim.
Thanks, Tim. And if you guys haven't heard that, it's awesome. It's good. You should go listen. I mean, but in there, I started talking about I was feeling burnt out from like Whatnot, I think. And then you said I need to find something that's fun, and you talked about how you have fun with your toys and playing with toys, and Joe has fun with his whatever. What do you have fun with,
shoes
Joe?
And his
shoes and his vintage stuff he finds, and Tim has fun with his sports cards, and Dan needs to find something that's fun. And that's been just digging at me all week, Jimmy. Was so mad. It was
supposed to be fun, and now you're mad.
I got so angry.
Why?
Angry because I was not saying I was not burnt out from Whatnot, from Whatnot, like selling something on there. It's the stress and the burnt outness of doing Whatnot shows, like finding stuff for Whatnot, listing stuff from Whatnot, running a show for Whatnot, selling all this stuff, shipping all this stuff. On top of, I barely make any money on Whatnot. The money I make on Whatnot is not going to. Most of the time, I'm probably not making as much money as I am on my eBay, and I'm trying to keep up with my eBay listings and my cross listings for Poshmark, Macari. That like I'm burnt out because I work I just work nonstop. So that's what my point was.
You're mad at me because I didn't think you were having fun.
Yes.
Okay. You didn't come across as having fun though, so that's why.
No, I'm saying I'm burnt out, but I wanted to stress it wasn't because of what I'm selling. It's just like I don't. It's impossible to try to do eBay. This is my take. You cannot run like your eBay store to survive, plus run Whatnot to survive, plus cross list to all the platforms to survive. Like I'm sure there's people that do it, but it's impossible. It's impossible.
I don't do it, but I can only imagine you got to find that balance of what is, what you're still making money on eBay. You're going to make some money. What makes up for it on Whatnot and
whatever. Yeah, whatever I make on Whatnot, I'm losing out on making on eBay, probably. What I'm saying. And then it feels like I'm doing more work because I'm listing more items, shipping more items, selling more items, and I'm not. It's like volume over there. Whereas just a one-man show like myself, I can sell one thing for hopefully $30. $25. I'm happy with 20. I mean, $15. I'm happy. I mean, $10. If I sell something for $10, I'm happy. And that's like 7 things over on Whatnot for $10.
I know. I did a Whatnot the other day, and I actually did okay. But it was, again, like you said, I'm gonna use this is what I was trying to say. It's like this is a bad analogy. I do bad analogies all the time. It's like going to a theme park. It's fun. Like, it's a fun day. Going to a theme park is fun. Reselling is fun. It's fun. But getting on that good roller coaster that's just super fun is more fun more fun than just going to the theme park. Like, the theme park is already a fun day, but riding the really good roller coaster or going and seeing the character, like if you're going to Disneyland that you really like, is more fun. So I'm like, you're having fun reselling, but selling a good card of a player that you really like, a card that you found that was fun. That's a little more fun than just regular, like selling these Ariat boots. That's fun. But selling this Super Nintendo game in the box is a lot more fun to list and everything about.
Well, maybe for you though.
For me.
So like I went to.
It was just like a suggestion.
No, I was mad. I was mad.
I can see it on your face.
I wasn't. I just like there's other there. It made me start thinking about things. I'm like, well, what the heck? Like I like to sell clothes. It's and the fun part for it is fun. I'm not fine. I mean, finding the clothes, but like listing the clothes, and like I have my routine that I like to do. I like to do stuff regimented, like the same way. Like I like to do it, and that's how when I'm listing clothes, I have it all hung up. I lay it down. I take the pictures. I fold them up. I put them in a bag. I label them. I throw them across my room, and they go into my laundry basket. And like I do that over and over and over, and that's so much that I like doing that. Right, when I have like when I sit in here. I mean, oh god, shoes are okay, but the thing I like about shoes is that, cleaning them isn't like too bad as long as it's a nice day outside because I hate cleaning shoes in here.
You like cleaning shoes?
They're not bad as long as they're not like caked in like gum and mud. Like when I first started, I would buy any type of shoe I could find, and I slowly learned at the bins like if there's like $100 pair of shoes, I'm gonna buy it and I'm gonna clean them. But like other stuff, there's $20-$25. I'm leaving them. Like I bought a nice pair of Brooks this weekend, and they like I didn't see the heel was ripped up in them. I'm not messing with them. I'm redonating. I should honestly throw them away. Yeah. But like if someone really wants those, like they're really good shape except for the heel. Like I feel like, but I don't have storage for them. The other thing is storage. Like I don't have storage. Like I barely have any storage. And I can't even walk in here because of all the stuff I bought for like Whatnot. Little like I'm complaining about Whatnot. I'm doing a Whatnot show tomorrow. When this comes out, I'm 90 away from selling my 1,000 sales. Hey. I'm going online. I'm selling 100 things tomorrow. So that's what's been stressing me out all week is I've been listing for that show. That if I don't, I'm gonna try because I only have so much time I can actually do it. I don't know if I'm actually gonna get it tomorrow. But like I want to do I want to sell I want to get to my 100 sales tomorrow on there to get to the thousands whatever like the 1,000
the 1,000.
How many more do you need for 1,000?
Not 90. So I thought
does it basically come down to you enjoy torturing yourself with all this? I mean, is it
no because I go because I don't I don't know we always go back and forth I guess we do but I don't want it to like I think there's a good way to do. It took me so long on eBay to figure out. This isn't a brag either. That I know I don't have eBay figured out, but it took so long to click in my head like what I need to do to actually make sales on eBay. Like the amount of time that I wasted picking through board game pieces and some of that stuff still listed right now. That I'm like, oh, this is great. Like instead of just and the shoes that I cleaned that are probably still. I just pulled a pair of shoes out of my inventory when I was putting new shoes into the inventory that I've had listed since I started selling shoes. Like they never sold. Like they're just awful pair of shoes. But at the time, I thought they were good.
Are they still listed? They're still listed.
Yeah. They're a pair of Livestrong, Lance Armstrong shoes. I thought they were like a.
They were probably decent before he got caught. And,
they're 9.5. They're not even my size.
Syringe in the side.
Yeah.
But no. What was I saying? Oh,
see what you did.
But I think there's a like I don't know what the spot is to sell on eBay on Whatnot, but because I had like last year I got super depressed at the with my eBay is like it's the same thing. It's like I can only do so much in a day, and I'm not saying I work all day, but I'm not living like. I'm not doing this so I can just work all dang day also. Like to work all day, but I'm also like I want to make some money. Like I mean, if I ran into a friend, like I feel like such a loser. Like I don't want to make it like I don't make any money, but it's like I don't want to like put off this perception that I'm some kind of like success. I mean, I don't even see if I say it. I feel like I'm kind of half successful reseller. It feels like I'm bragging. I'm not. I'm not bragging.
I mean,
but I've not borrowed money or missed a bill in the 3 years I've done this. I'm doing something right, but it's not right. It's not all right either. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I made. Did I make any sense right there?
I think so.
Probably all the listeners have.
What I got out of it is that we're all a little different, and we all find enjoyment in different parts of this. Like some things that. So you talked about yard sales and how they're like almost like a false hope or whatever. Like they're not really that good. I love yard sales. Like I look forward to them every single week. I mean, like I'm already today. It's Tuesday on my phone looking and scouting for sales for this weekend. So like
every time I do that, I always like today later on there'll be a sale that I missed today. I've seen last 2 or 3 weeks. I've seen Tuesday sales, Wednesday sales around me. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Maybe do them.
Is it me?
I think it's you, Jim, with the echo.
Real quick.
Is it me?
Is there an echo now? No, see, I think it's Jim.
I didn't even hear it.
I got an echo.
I hear it in my.
First it's the internet, now it's an echo.
Down my volume.
I'm sorry. Well,
sorry,
Joe.
But I do think there's with reselling. There's everybody has something that they like and dislike.
Right.
Me, on the other hand, I only like buying it. Like if there was an app or a way just to buy it, and then I'll ship it because that's the second thing that I like to do. Everything in the middle, I despise doing. I hate taking pictures. I hate measuring clothes. I hate my storage system sucks. So.
The worst, not the worst part for, like this is probably gonna sound stupid. The most, like going finding stuff's okay, but I'd rather have the stuff already and then be listing it. So if I had someone who was like would find stuff for me and just bring it to me and I'll list it, like I would be so much more happy.
That's it. I mean, because I've embraced, and probably my YouTube channel has a lot to do with this. I've embraced like this picker mentality. Like I enjoy being like a picker for rare collectibles and rare items. Now I'll buy the stuff that's not rare, the bread and butter. But my most enjoyable part is being like a picker and finding that item that you don't find every day that a collector wants. So again, like it's kind of the opposite where you would like just bring me the stuff and I'll list it. I'm like, no, I want to be out there finding it. Like I really enjoy it and I kind of like embraced it as what if someone asks me, what do you do? I feel like I want to say I'm a picker. Like I look for collectibles and stuff.
You're like, what are you talking about? A picker?
What are you talking about?
Like a nose picker?
So I mean, that just kind of shows you everybody's just looks at this totally different. You enjoy the bins. The bins are not my favorite. I'll go only because I have an amazing bin store by my house. But if I was in Denver, I'm not going to the bins because I hated the bins in Denver.
Yeah,
so
I think it's just finding a balance with everything. I think
if there's a garage sale across the street, I'm going to go to it. It's just like driving 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and then being trapped around. Like I'm not the world's best person around people. Like a big group of people, like constantly.
The bins are like that,
fighting crowds.
Well, that's how the bin.
I walk away. I walk away from people.
On the other side of the store. He's on the other side of the store.
You know what I'm saying? Like I get the best thing to do if you ever see me out in the wild, like I'm gonna
out in the wild. Is that
like if you see me in person, if you walked up to me and just like don't pretend like you don't know me, and just started like picking right next to me, you're gonna infuriate me. And I'm not mad because you're right there, but it's just like I need some space, and I start talking underneath my breath, and I'm not I'm mad. It's like my driving when I'm like mad, but I'm not really mad. It's just like, I understand I don't own the space. I'm not saying I do. It's just like, I'm like, in my head, I'm like, there's no other spot. You have to come right next to me right now. And then part of it thinks that because how tired I am digging through and I'm on my flat feet the whole time. Like they're just, my feet are just barking. And I'm digging through and my hands start hurting. I got like carpal tunnel. I have tendonitis in my hands. I have tendonitis. No, I've had carp. I used to have to wear
Self-diagnosed
braces.
again?
I used to wear braces
Okay.
on my.
It's
No, the
real.
tendonitis is doctor
Okay, good.
not prescribed.
Diagnosed.
I was shoveling outside. I was shoveling the snow, and I went to work. And this is when I was a dealer. I was dealing poker,
Dealing what?
dealing poker,
Deal car.
and I couldn't. I had to take a sick EO where you go to work and then you leave early. You get like point. There's like a
What's
point
it called?
It's called a sick EO.
A sick
A
EO?
sick EO. And so you go to work, and if they don't need you, they'll give you an early out. But like if you go to work and you take a sick EO, it means you get pointed. It's like an attendance violation. And I had to take a sick EO. They were so mad at me because I had shoveled snow and my hands like swelled up. I couldn't hold a deck of cards. And I'm like, are you nuts? I can't even hold a deck of cards.
Did you send them like a picture of your swollen?
I was at work, and then I was at work. Yeah, and then like now my thumb, like I always have a pain in my thumb, like nonstop. So when I'm digging, so if you see me, like I'm digging, I'm probably grimacing because I'm standing on flat feet. I'm overweight, so like it's a lot of extra. My hips and my knees are in pain too, and then my hands have tendonitis, and I'm digging and clawing through, and I probably can't, like right now I can't feel my ankles. My ankles are swelling up as we speak.
So if you walk up next to Dan and he's picking in the bins and you just hear this like,
I'm gonna curse you out, not to your face, because probably you could beat me up. I don't even know. I'm sorry. I don't know what you're saying.
So you don't want conflict, but you want people to know that.
I'm not trying to do conflict. I'm just saying, like, I'm hurting. So, like, I don't. It's nothing against you. I'm in pain, and the only way I can get out of it is by sitting there, like, cussing you a little bit underneath my breath, so you don't hit me, because you can probably beat me up because I'm slow. And if I don't want to fall down either, because then no one can. I can't get up. Like, it'd have to, like, I don't know what it would have to. One time I was at my parents' house, and this is my old dog, Oscar, back here. R.I.P. Oscar. He went outside, and I put him in the backyard, and my stepdad had pulled out dug out a tree, and there was a big hole in the middle of the yard. And Oscar wanted to go in there, and I'm like, oh my God, don't go in there. And I couldn't catch him because he liked to be chased. So luckily I got him before he jumped in there. But if I had to go in there after him, they would have to call the fire department because I couldn't jump out. I couldn't jump out. I couldn't, someone couldn't hoist me back up either.
Do you want to tell the story of when the cops were on your street? Or?
Oh my God, no. Do I really? No. Oh my God. No, dude. I don't. If you haven't heard this, it's not. I mean, I don't remember how the whole thing goes right now. But there was a guy who, at the end of the block, he used to just squeal his tires and just take off down the street all the time. And finally, one day, the cops were chasing him or something, and he squealed his tires. I guess he almost hit our mailbox in our house, and he went down the street. There's all this commotion, so we go outside, my brother and I, and looking. All our neighbors are outside. They're all outside. We're looking, and I'm standing. I have a stoop in my front of my house. There's a stoop right there, and I'm looking around, and I just took one. I fell. I think that's how it went. I don't honestly. It's been so long. I fell, and then my brother's get up. Oh, everyone's out. Everyone's outside. They're all watching me. And I'm like, dude, you gotta help me up. I can't get up. And my brother is trying to hoist me up, and he's like, get up. And I'm like, I can't. My knees hurt too. And my brother just left me, and then he went by the neighbor. He's like, is he okay? Because then I was just rolling around. I had to roll all the way over to the stoop so that I can push myself back up. I think that's how it's on a live or something. Not that you're gonna go to my channel and find it, but if I can remember, that's how it went.
Have that thing to push up on for sure.
I fell just not too long. When was that, Joe? Remember I fell in my kitchen and I laid there and I had to call you and I called my mom. I laid in the kitchen for an hour.
He called me like I was around the corner. Yeah, can you help me out here?
Dodger just came into the kitchen and just looked at me. I was like, I gave him a treat or something.
Did you slip
Huh?
on wood? Did you slip on wood or something?
I don't remember if it was that. I feel like I was picking up something Dodger. Like Dodger doesn't eat. Like he doesn't eat stuff off the floor. Like if R.I.P. to Oscar getting back here. If I dropped a chip or something on the floor, Oscar, and he would come and he would just pick up the chip for me and eat it. Dodger doesn't want anything to do with it, man. But I think I gave him something. He left it on the ground. And I went to go pick it up, and I just planted because I'm pretty sure that the bottom of my feet are like they don't have that like they're like smooth from probably because I have a dead leg, so I have to like I just when I walk. I just like drag my leg, so you know how the bottom of your shoes get like that, like
they lose all the traction, and they just become
yeah. And I think that's how I think my bottom of my foot is. And I just planted right on the ground, and I laid there for about an hour because I hit my knee so hard I couldn't feel my leg. I forever, so I couldn't. I had to end up. I rolled to the kitchen table and then like pulled myself up after a while, and I had to like I didn't work that day. I got to grab a bag of peanuts.
Some of that sicko time. What'd you call it? Sickio.
No, this was here. I worked. I was working for myself. That's when my brother laughs at me and asks me like, "Oh, did you tell your boss you didn't come to work today?"
Does he say it just like that?
Probably. And then
I got nothing. How do you follow that story up? That's cool.
I know. Nothing good.
I don't even know what I said. Did I say anything?
Oh, I would have. So, did they ever catch Did they do anything to the guy ripping up and down the street? Like,
yeah, like he got arrested, and I haven't seen him for a while. I don't know what happened to him. I don't know if he moved or
solved them.
Yeah, that was so long. That was probably might have been 4 years ago. I mean,
you would not have liked the yard sales I went to this weekend because we were talking a little bit about yard sales because you talked about stuff that bothers you. So before I went to an Amish sale where it was all Amish sellers, this sale, like the word must be out there because it was a great community sale. It was all mostly Amish shoppers. I was like dodging buggies everywhere, like and
what can they buy?
Huh?
What are they buying?
They're buying everything. They will buy. I saw them
buying
money. Electronics. I'm like, how?
Yeah, but what are they gonna do with like an N64?
They're buying clothes, shoes, electronics. You name
clothes.
Yeah,
they make them.
Electronics is a no-no. You should.
They do. I'm telling you.
Yeah, you should have sat there and condemned them all.
Horse and buggies everywhere. Horse poop everywhere. I mean, again, I don't know.
Yeah, I
don't know. Again, it's all new to me. I don't know the lifestyle, but like one of the things that kind of bothered me, and let me know if it should or not. It was raining, so I'm picking in the rain too. Like it was just awful, except for the picking was good. It was pouring, everything was, but the community cell said rain or shine, so I'm going.
God.
And it's pouring rain.
I don't even like going to the bins when it's raining.
There's an Amish family walking to the sales. Like they don't have their horse and buggy or bike or nothing. They're just walking. And the guy he's walking. He's got his outfit on, and he's got rain boots on. Like he's got rubber rain boots on. And then his wife, I'm assuming, and their daughter, who looks like she was 6, they're just wearing dresses and no shoes at all, or socks, just barefoot out in the rain, 62 degrees, just walking from sale to sale with no shoes. I was like, how come he gets the rain boots and then the daughter and the mom they're barefoot? Like, is that by choice? And it was cold, like it wasn't warm, and it was pouring down rain. That was weird to me, and it was hard to navigate, like driving, because like I was having to go around all these horse and trailers and people walking. It was interesting. So it was a high stress moments a lot. Like you're in your car, you don't want to run anybody over, you don't want to hit a horse. Like you're just you don't want to hit in the back of a trailer and send a horse flying in the air or something like that. Pretty stressful, but it was worth it. It was 100% worth it.
Man, it rained here on Saturday, pretty much. Just a light rain, so a lot of the sales were canceled. I did go to a few, and there was nobody set up. A few people had signs that they would be out there Sunday.
Did you try knocking on the door?
No.
So you got our rain from Friday on Saturday. Yeah. Saturday was beautiful here. Friday was the day it was raining.
Yeah. Although I did see somebody in a community sale that I went to. I did really well there last year. I bought a lot of, Fiesta, like the
Fiesta ware.
Yeah, Fiesta ware. Well, they have like flatware also, like spoons, forks, knives, and all that. Well, a ton of it. It was almost like bought from like Home Shopping Network. They were still in the package in boxes. I bought them last year at this house, and I remembered where he was, but when I actually drove down the street, I stopped. I said, "Oh, you didn't set." You didn't. He was actually leaving his house, and he said that he didn't set up this year because it was Sunday. He was on his way to church. He said Saturday got canceled, so he said he'll set up in the fall again. So hopefully he's got some more good stuff. But yeah, there wasn't much. I did go Sunday. I did go to the flea market. Bought a few things, but nothing. No home runs, as they say in the business. You know,
Whose business?
Yes. I had one of my most interesting buys ever. You guys ever buy a bike at a sale and try to flip it?
no. What locally? I did during the pandemic when you couldn't find.
I sold my bike during the pandemic.
I bought a bike that has no handlebars. It's like a tricycle, and it has no handlebars. It's just a bike. It just pedals on one big wheel, and then it's got two small wheels like a tricycle. But it's for an adult, and it's got no handlebars at all. Like you steer while you're pedaling, and like you're just.
Did you test it yet?
Huh?
Did you test it?
I tried. It's not made for me.
Are you gonna what? You're gonna sell on?
I think I'm gonna flip it locally.
Yeah,
but it's just like it looks like a tripod with wheels on it, and the front wheels. It looks like it actually just looks like
is it like a practice of one?
No,
that you after you conquer that you go up to the real.
It's got it's like a unicycle with training wheels. That's exactly what it's like.
Yeah, I've seen them around before.
Would you try to ride it, Dan?
No.
I got on it and it's not comfortable. Let's start there. Literally, it looks like a floating seat. Like this, there's nothing. The seat is the highest point on this bike. There's nothing above the seat. So like you're just kind of like sitting there and it's a regular bike seat. And then it's got the pedals like normal in the normal spot. It's called like a Psycho Cycle with a C, like CYCO Cycle. Anyways, I bought it for $10 because it has good comps on eBay. I don't know if but I don't want to ship it, so I'm probably gonna sell it locally.
Well, could you just pay UPS to ship it like you did before?
That's true. Oh, I could have the ladies in town just boxed up for me, huh? That's why you're here, Dan. That's why we pay you to be here, because you got all the good ideas.
That's the only reason you have me come here is for that kind of idea.
Oh, great! We're gonna have a week with him. Be like, I got a bone to pick with you now, Jimmy.
and your story, Dan, of course.
My story. I wasn't gonna tell any stories today. I came here. I was gonna sit here like a mope.
You came in hot with your stories
this week. It's not fun when you're a mope, Dan.
Because exactly what I was just telling you, I was stressed out about. It's like I've been up working nonstop. Like, I mean, and what's gonna happen is like, I mean, I'm probably either gonna have a really good show tomorrow, and I'm gonna be excited, or it's gonna be miserable. I'm gonna quit, and I'm gonna sell like 18 things. And I'm like, yeah, that was great. I want to stay on until they sell.
We're recording now, but that's tonight. The Whatnot is tonight. What time tonight?
No, tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
Well, no. What day?
People that are listening to this, for the people that are listening to this, it's tonight.
Oh, wait, what?
For the everyone listening, it's Wednesday right now that you're listening.
Oh yeah, it's at
tonight, right?
Oh no, it's 10:00 in the morning. I gotta get it. I don't know how long it's gonna take me.
So you're starting your Whatnot right? So it's running right now. As this is going live on YouTube.
Oh yeah, it'll be at the same time.
Whatnot is running right now.
Yeah, hopefully. By the time you listen, maybe I'm done. Maybe I quit. No. I wanted to see how I'd do, and it was like, oh, I want to hit 100. Like yeah, it's pretty feasible. I mean, not really. I think the most I've ever sold is like 30. But I don't really try to sell more than 30.
How long do you run your auctions? I mean, there's just some basic math you can do right there.
Like an hour. Well, so I was watching Paul the Philly Flipper. He does it like every Saturday. He sells 100 items, and it took him 2 hours. So that's when I'm like, it's going to take me like 5 or 6. And Jen's Multiverse right now is selling 1,000 items today.
Do they do sudden death, or are they doing?
I can't both. What?
Oh, sorry.
No, like
I think Jen started at like 6 this morning. I did see that on there.
Yeah, she started at 5 Central. I don't know where she's at now. I've been watching like while I was sorting through some of the. I'm doing some more listings, so I was sorting. I was watching, and she was at like 300 and something. I don't know where she's at now.
Are they doing sudden death at all, or are they letting it?
Yeah. I don't know about Paul's on Saturday, but like it took like what do you call it? I'm not 100.
Sudden death is where the auction ends as soon as the timer runs out. Like a
Yeah, it
normal
doesn't
auction
continue-
on
doesn't
whatnot.
continue.
For those of you that don't know, whatnot, a normal auction, if someone bids, it adds time. Sudden death, if you set it for 30 seconds, the auction ends at 30 seconds, no matter what the bids are at. So that's what I'm asking. That would speed up the process a little bit, but you risk losing some bids.
I don't really get bids either, so that's what I, like a lot of I'm probably gonna run like 15-second auctions too. But also, goes back to flat feet. My ankles hurt. I'm a big guy standing. I get tired. I'm tired. I start sweating. Like,
find a spot to set yourself a spot to sit. Get your
then my feet fall. Like right now, bottoms of my feet are asleep. My ankles are swollen. It's like a physical. We're talking physicality here. Physicality, is that right? Is that the right thing?
You're a physical specimen, is what you're saying.
No, I'm not a physical specimen. Being a good reseller takes physicality. Physical. You need to be a physical specimen.
Physical.
So
I just checked on Jen's show. She's up to 470 items.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Sold 470 items.
470.
Yeah, wow. since 5 or 6 o'clock Eastern.
Wow.
So 6 hours right now.
Is that?
I've been on Whatnot for almost a year. That's why I was like, all right, it's time. Like beginning of June is 1 year for me. So like, let me like try to get my 1,000 before I hit like a year. But of that 1,000 sales that you hit, like I don't know how much I've actually.
I'm still at a point where Whatnot for me, like if it's not literally a friend buying the stuff from me, I don't have sales to just everyday folk that are on there. Like I had a successful Whatnot, but thank you to Paul Philly Flipper, he bought a bunch of the Pokemon pins that I had. Without that, like it wouldn't have been a great.
Oh, that's right. You're selling all these Pokemon pins the other day.
Yeah. I did pretty good. I mean, he bought most of them, and then another person bought the other one. So that was the best part. I mean, I was getting good. I was getting good bids on those. But other than that, it was just an okay show at best. Without those, it wasn't great.
Well. Yeah, I don't.
So Dan, after the show, it's either going to suck you back in to do more Whatnot.
Well, no, that's what. So, like, I have some commitments that I've already done. Like, I've said I would do. Like, next week is like a food train again, or it might be the weekend. It's the 31st, and then I still have that Wayne's World one I was supposed to do a while ago.
Yeah.
They rescheduled it for the 25th, which is that this week or next week?
That's 3 days away from my birthday.
That's next week then, right?
What's today? The 21st?
Is today the 21st? Okay. So I think it's still. I have to look if it's still going. So those I'm gonna do, but like for real, like maybe once a week, every other week. It's like I don't mind it, but like putting it all together, it just doesn't work for it. It's not worth what I get out. Like, and I don't mean like that in a bad way either. It's just like if I have something to sell and I just want to do, I'll do it. I'll do it. But other than that, like I'd much rather list some items that when I collect enough stuff, I guess if I find extra.
I would recommend maybe doing some things to make the show fun. But last time I recommended doing.
What do you mean to do?
Make it fun? I'm joking, Dan. I'm joking. Or am I?
I don't. Who knows?
No, I am. Like, are you gonna do your? No, I'm joking. Because are you gonna do your spin wheel? Like your spin wheel?
Yeah, I'm gonna do my. Which is doesn't so if you're just listening and sorry if you guys hate Whatnot, I'm sorry, but I do like it. I found a mystery wheel, and it doesn't make any sense though either. This because I think the appeal is just the wheel. It's you win a prize, you win the giveaway, and then I spin a wheel, and then it's a mystery which you win behind the door. Like it doesn't make any sense.
It's fun.
You think it's other than like here we're gonna give this away, get in the giveaway, and then you win. Like it's no different. Like you know what I'm saying?
It's like door number 1 or door number 2, like on that show. What's that show with
Let's Make a Deal?
Brady.
Yeah,
Let's Make a Deal, like behind curtain. Or
yeah, but what am I gonna do with the wheel?
Well, just use the wheel. It's like people. It's almost like
it's fun.
Yeah,
it's okay to not know. I think doesn't Paul have a wheel? His wheel says what you want on the wheel, though, right?
Yeah, and Jen has
I
one
feel
too.
like- I
Paul
still
Paul
think
did
it's
it for his. He found it for he did that big show where he's selling 1,000 items on his birthday.
Oh,
That's
you
what-
celebrated his birthday.
Yeah.
So you
Paul
celebrated Paul's birthday.
No, Paul
his
celebrated his
whatnot
birthday.
Did you stop
You
in and
were
say
there
happy
though.
birthday?
Oh yeah, I'm saying I'm not going to sit here have a birthday party
He's a
for you.
grown-ass
If
man,
you
but
want to
I'm
go
saying
on
his
whatnot
birthday
and
was-
have a party, go do that.
You
But you're not going to use the
put a hat
leftovers.
on for me. You go to his whatnot and celebrate and spin the wheel.
Yeah,
Pin the
because
tail
Paul
on the
put it
dog.
on. I'm saying you're not going to use our platform as a leftover to run your birthday party. Do it on your own old school flipper time.
Old school flipper. All right, I got you. I'm gonna have a whatnot, and you better be there.
This is the leftovers.
This is- yeah, we don't talk about reselling. We talk about
We
leftovers.
don't celebrate birthdays on here,
We
man.
don't celebrate no stinking birthdays.
This is a place where we complain about whatnot for some stupid reason. John's even selling whatnot. And he complains the most.
I don't sell on it because I can't get over the hump of used to complaining about it.
I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining about it. There's just like, it's like one of those things. It's the same thing. It's the same thing that sucks you in when you do like a podcast or like a YouTube video. You start doing it. I like doing it. It's a lot of fun. But like, if you just like, you're not selling enough stuff to make any money, it doesn't make like, which in the same sense, I don't want anyone to come to my show to buy stuff they don't want either, just because I'm sitting here, or turn off the podcast because I'm being a whiny little, you know what, about it. I'm not whining about it. I'm just saying, like,
a whiny what? What's that?
A whiny little.
Oh, that was close.
That's I'm saying about me.
I know.
I'm just saying, like, it's just like, if I was working at a regular 9 to 5 job, I would just sell on whatnot. I swear to God, I would. You don't have time. You could go source on your days off, and then you could just run a show, and that's what you don't. I used to just buy everything and just stack it up. Like, you wouldn't have to do anything.
The inventory, though, it always comes back to where are you getting the inventory? You
Yeah.
have to get it at an affordable price if you're not seeing the numbers that some of these big channels are seeing.
Well, that. But I'm just, the time is to get listing in there. If you have a regular job and you don't have time to list, like, you just want to, and you like to just go find stuff and go thrift and look and stuff, and you don't want to sit there and take pictures and list it, you just run it on whatnot. And as long as you got it cheap enough or whatever. I'm just saying, like, I feel like there's a place, like, I mean, everyone, you probably get so burnt out from listening to people talk about it.
I had a whatnot idea. Let me know what you think. Like, I have this idea of just going in my inventory, my eBay inventory, like just going in that room and being like, tell me what you're looking for. Now, the only thing about this is going to be, if it's on my eBay store for 40, I'm not starting it at 3. I'm starting it at like 15, right? Like, to try to, see if I can build a following on whatnot and sell some of my better inventory on there. But I can't, with the results I've seen in the past, I can't be like, oh, you want this shirt that I have on eBay for 45? I can't start it at 3 because I'll get 3.
I was listening to I was watching a ADH Dave
I would do that.
video last week, Dave's video, and he did like a sponsored video with whatnot, and it was to get he did it with whatnot, and it was, if you want to sell on whatnot, like, click the link and sign up, and then when you get in there, you get like a thing, and he gave a tip on if you want to sell on whatnot. And I thought it was the best. I thought it was a really good tip. Was like, just set up everything you're gonna sell. So like, you want to sell whatever you want to sell, have it just pointed at the stuff you're gonna sell, and you're just hanging out, and people come in and you're like, oh, you want that game? Like, it's 15. I'll start it at $15, and that's how. Like, that would be. I was like, that's a really good thing too, because that's something I would do also. But like, so then right now I don't have that. I don't know if I have the stuff for that, but if you just make 1 or 2 sales, I'm not saying that's what you want in a day, but like, if you just made $100 selling, whatever, like 5 things for $20, like,
if I ran,
I don't know if I did the math right.
I'm just being honest. If I ran for 5 hours and I made over that 5 hours, I made $500 just doing that, I would do it.
Yeah. I think you could. There's plenty of people. When you go into their room. I go around, I look around, and there's plenty of people that do that. It's just like, oh, what are you looking for? Where you have your stuff set up right there. I'll run that at this, and then they make sale. People buy stuff. I get so surprised when people buy stuff from my Buy It Now. I started because I've had that beef with Vendu forever. I finally this week, well, because it doesn't work on my phone and I list on my phone, but I took the time this weekend to finally list on my computer, and like they you can cross list to Whatnot now, but it's in beta, so you can only do it on your computer. Your like not a phone. So I was like listing stuff on there. So I'm gonna list everything I'm gonna list all the time on there now. So like maybe I'll sell stuff on. I've sold a pair of Vans shoes. Like the other day, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna put those in my. I'll put those in my store. I'm thinking in my head because I was like, oh, those are really. I have some shoes when I was listing a lot of shoes, and I have some shoes that I think are pretty decent shoes, and I think I'm gonna put some shoes in my.
Put them on.
Well, I don't want to. Huh?
Send them to Joe. He'll put them on StockX.
They don't not these shoes won't go sell on StockX. I don't know. You guys go ahead because I could keep going talking forever. I have more complaints.
Well, I want to hear
Of what? On Vendu?
Oh, I'll tell you what I have.
Oh.
There's this guy who's been messaging me on Poshmark, ambassador, just ambassador one, but no big deal.
I'm gonna get you a sign. You're putting it up on the wall behind you. Ambassador.
How many ambassador classes are there?
I think just 2. I don't know. I don't really pay attention anymore.
Just say ambassador then, because nobody knows.
No, there's ambassador 1 and ambassador 2.
But what's better?
2.
All right, just say you're an ambassador.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, ambassador
I'm an ambassador TOO, and then they won't know that you're actually saying TOO. They'll just think you're saying 2.
I listed this pair of jeans, like a pair of American Eagle slim straight jeans, and this guy asked me. He was like, "Do you have some kind of a caliber, something to measure?" I don't know what I'm saying. It's to measure the thickness of the jeans. Like he wanted to know the jeans.
Yeah. What are those tools called? I can't think of the name right now. I know what you're talking about. Like it slides together and it.
Yeah.
What are those called? Dang it! I used to use them.
I don't know.
It starts with a C. Well, he said it's. I've never heard of it in my life. I don't know why someone would need to know that, and why they would need to know that. But
it's like 2 fingers that come together, and it's got a digital display, and it tells you what are those
how
called.
thick something is.
In the chat, let us know.
It's a caliper. A caliper. Caliper. Do you have a set of calipers to measure thickness of the fabric on these jeans? I'm a buyer. If they're the right weight of denim, I guess I could have weighed them.
No, I think the weight means
that's what he asked you. That's what he asked you in the message.
Yeah, and I said I don't. And then he wanted to know. He wanted me to describe these jeans compared. He wanted me to describe the jeans compared to a pair of Levi's 501 jeans.
Oh my god, it's not worth it.
So you blocked them.
So I ignored that, and then he said, "Hey, wanting to buy these jeans? Just waiting to hear back about this about the weight. Poshmark doesn't have returns. I would like to So when he said that, I blocked him.
Yep. I had a similar message. I had to block somebody too.
So the guy, it's not the end of the story, you guys.
I'm listening.
The guy, what are you doing?
Sorry, I'm making noise.
I'm trying to tell a story.
There's a spider. It's a spider. I've got rid of it now. I'm sorry.
So I'm sitting at home. I'm not sitting out. I went to go pick up Dodger yesterday, and I sold those jeans, and I'm like on eBay, and I'm like, oh, thank God, I sold them. Guess who bought them?
Oh no, the guy
I blocked from Poshmark bought the jeans on eBay. I'd much rather have them. I would have bought a caliber and told them.
They have returned. Oh my God.
I didn't care about that. He's gonna give me negative feedback.
Oh no! Don't say that.
I don't care. I'll say it. It's gonna happen. Ew, this guy blocked me on. It's my biggest fears coming Is this the time I can use the word fruition?
This is panic mode. Full panic.
Is that how you say that?
Yeah.
I tried to use a big word there.
You used it.
I'm sorry, Dan. I think you're all right. I think he doesn't know.
So how far into this transaction are you? Are they
they're shipping out today. I have 2-day handling, but I'm making sure I shipped them. I sent them a love letter and everything.
Wrong platform.
Send a headshot.
When he gets these, he is going. Hey, buddy. on
put tissue
on
paper in there and
Poshmark.
Find it,
Poshmark
ambassador
and
one.
eBay have different usernames. On eBay, I refuse to give up Art Vandalay. Which, by the way, I was in a Whatnot show last week, and some guy came in there as Art Vandalay. If you haven't, most people probably listening to this probably already know us, but I used to be Art Vandalay. Very dear to me, the name. I don't own it by any means. I don't own it. That's why I changed it. Regret it almost every day.
You're
But
not
I don't
sending
own it.
messages
I
to
don't
people
own it.
who-
A guy came in there and his name was Art Vandalay, and I was jealous as all get out.
Well, you should have sent them a message to cease and desist.
No.
And not give him permission to use your name.
That's not my name. That's why one of the reasons I changed it. Mine. I felt bad. I felt so bad when someone was like, I really love your username. And then what are you supposed to say? Thank you? But like, I don't own the name.
A book from the page of Dan. I got a message about a PlayStation 2 controller that I have listed. And the person was like, hey, does this work? Like, do all the buttons work in this and that? Because I've already had to return two to other sellers on
You blocked them?
eBay. And I didn't block. No, I didn't block them. I just sent them a message. I said, I was all professional. I was all. My recommendation to you would be to buy a new controller in the package. If you're worried about things like this. And just a side note, I'm kind of a jerk, but whatever. I don't care. I sent them a message like, on a side note, what you did right there to most small sellers on eBay is a huge red flag, and they're gonna block you and not let you buy from them because the word return is like taboo to resellers. Like we don't ever want to, or to small sellers, we don't want to ever hear it. And the second we get a message with that in it,
we gotta change
we're
this.
gone.
I'm done. We're not scared of it. I'm not scared.
Oh well.
That's what I told him. I said that's not the case with me. If you want to buy it, buy it.
That's this episode behind the thumbnail. It's not going to say episode 31. It's going to say return.
This is not about returns and that. This is about that guy using the word and like I already know. Like if that came through to most sellers, they're blocking them, right? Like they don't even want to.
If I was that guy if you messaged me that, I would block you for like explaining that stuff to me, mansplaining.
Mansplaining?
He was resell-splaining.
Yeah, you're resell-splaining.
Hey, there's your title, resell-splaining, right there. I don't know what like. I guess I just want to be a know-it-all, a jerk, and I was just like, but I felt like I just want to send him that message. Like,
I wanted to tell the guy that I blocked on Poshmark to just maybe you need to buy jeans live, and instead I just blocked him and I ignored him. But all I did is I wish he would have bought it on my card. I've been 10 times happier. He's going to buy it. I know he's going to be a pain in the butt. He did get a better price, and I'm shipping them super fast. So as long as they're good, like he can't give me bad feedback, can he?
I'm sure he can. Well, I'm still dealing with.
I mean,
I think I mentioned this since we are talking about returns. I'm going to go through this battle.
Yeah, we're at the 53-minute mark every week. We're going to talk about returns.
Well, I'm just saying
write it down, Jimmy.
I think I mentioned this before about the two tennis rackets that I sold.
Oh yeah,
the one that cracked.
Remind people if they haven't heard. How much did you pay for the? Don't go through the whole story. How much did the tennis rackets cost? Or sell them for?
Did I sell them for? I sold them.
Yeah, how much you sell them for?
$210.
Okay.
So the guy had asked some questions about them, and I had two tennis rackets listed separately. He asked if he could buy them together, and then he asked if I could put them together and all that. So I made a separate listing for him for these two tennis rackets. He receives them, whatever. A few days after he receives them, I get this message.
I just got a return request.
No,
I'm joking.
You shouldn't do it.
He hits me with the, hey, I was removing the strings to use the tennis rackets. Unfortunately, one of the rackets cracked as soon as I cut the strings. I was wondering, what's that? Yeah, I was wondering if you could refund me for the tennis racket. I told him, unfortunately, I can't, since they broke, when you were altering the tennis rackets or whatever.
Yeah.
Then he said that the one tennis racket, then I'm like, listen, I'll just refund you half. You want to split the, so each tennis racket was basically $105 or $100 or whatever. I'll give you $50 if you want to do that. He says no. He wants a full return for the $100 of it.
Yeah.
I told him I can't do it. whatever. So he opens up a return.
You're trying to call his bluff. You're trying to call
Right.
some kind of bluff at that point. You know,
right?
Yeah, I get that.
And he sends me one picture of it with no string in the tennis racket, and the crack on the side.
Yeah.
So then he sends. Then he opens up the return. I have automatic returns. Buyer pays returns, but I automatically accept it. I guess there's a difference with that.
Yeah.
So I automatically accept it. So I call eBay, finally get a hold of them after 20 text messages back and forth. They contact me, or I explain it. The guy is super nice. Don't worry about it. As soon as you get the rackets back, call us. We'll deny the thing, because he admitted to cracking it when he was removing the string, when he was altering the product.
So he admitted to cracking it.
He admitted it. Okay, so I open up the case. I get an email saying that we understand you, because I checked off that there was a problem, and I received the item in a different condition than what it was sold. Unfortunately, you received the item in a different condition when it was sold, but we reviewed the case and decided with the buyer and gave him a full refund. So I reached back out to eBay.
Wait, you got your rackets back?
Yeah, he sent them back
because
it was automatic return. He said, and then
so you weren't able to do that, like, because they have the option where you can do like a 50% return or 50% refund if it's not returned in the same condition. Right. That's cool. Right. Okay, keep going. I'm sorry.
So I initially told him I would give him the $50 or $50 for that one racket because he bought two, whatever.
Right.
But he wanted $100 return because he broke the rack. Like, he wanted $100
refund. Yeah.
So, and then I'm thinking that there's no way that eBay is going to side with this guy. No way. But unfortunately, they said, that we reviewed the case and decided that to issue the buyer a full refund. If I want to appeal it, I can appeal it. Then they said, so I contact eBay again. Now I have to fill out this whole thing of ownership and disclosure of it. I have to sign it. I have to send a copy of my license in with them.
What?
In with it. Yeah.
Wow.
Which I filled out last night. And
this is part of the appeal?
Yeah, it's part of the appeal.
Wow.
This is like the same. But I don't understand. It's there. The guy broke it while cutting the strings out of a tennis racket. How is this even an option? How is this even...
And you're not able to give him a 50% refund?
No, I wasn't able to take any kind of deduction off of it.
And is the one racket still able to be sold?
Well, he took...
I'm just, at this point...
the other racket that he did, he cut one of the strings off of it.
Oh, my God.
So I have to restring it. So both the items are defective in the way that
you shouldn't have to give him a full refund.
You shouldn't have to give him any refund.
Yeah, I know, I agree, but you shouldn't have to give him a full one for sure, right?
Right. So eBay.
I'll say this because I have to say it because this is kind of, while I don't agree with it, the way eBay's rules are written, you should be able to at least only give them a 50%. Based on how it's written, like you can give, if you offer returns, you can do a 50% refund if the item's not returned back to you. Like, I know it's not, you shouldn't have to give them any, but the way the rules are written, you should only have to give them a 50% refund.
Right.
Like, in eBay's writing, you should only have to give a 50%.
Yeah. Well, eBay decided that they took his side or whatever, and they gave him the full refund of it. Well, so now I have to do this whole thing of
This reminds me, I sent out a hat, and it was supposed to go to Mississippi. Oh, shout out to Greg and Brady at the post office because they were helping me with this one. I sent out it was supposed to go to Mississippi. It went from here to North Carolina, and then from North Carolina it went to Indianapolis, and then from Indianapolis it went to Mississippi. And then from Mississippi, it went back to Indianapolis. And then from Indianapolis, it's back in Bucyrus, where I live. It's back here. And then it got back here on Saturday. So I went down on Monday to talk to Greg and Brady to see if they could, what's going on? What's that? And it went back out to go back to Mississippi again. And it's been gone for 20 days now. It's been going,
still
just
traveling.
And the buyer's being really cool. And they said they still want the hat. And so I had to message them like, it's on its way to you again, I hope, ? And I told him I'll refund you the shipping if you get it. I'm just not sure. Like, I might have to give him a full refund if he never gets it. And will I ever get my hat back? Like, I don't even know. But like, the tracking is like, I know we've all been down that road where the tracking went the wrong way, but it's been all over the East Coast. And so I'll say, Greg, he was able to give me pictures of like the package of when it went through the scanner, and he was able to show me that where all it's been. But I was like, that's cool, but it doesn't totally help me. Like, I still don't know where my hat is or the customer's hat is. So that's fun. That's always fun. This is the positive reseller leftovers podcast.
Yeah,
This
so
is-
I have 5 days. They have 5 days to review the thing and get back to me. So I'll keep you posted on it. But they
Let's go positive. I had a good sale today. No, last night. No, this morning. I sold a motorcycle bike seat for a Honda motorcycle. Where did I buy that? But I sold it for $180, and I bought it for like
Really?
10
I mean, I don't want to talk about sales if we're gonna. I don't have any sales. I've barely been selling anything.
Well, next week you'll talk about your whatnot sale and how well it went.
Well, you think
What kind of stuff are you selling on your whatnot? Like what? You said you have 100 items. Like that's.
Well, no, I'm gonna sell 100 items. I have. It's like a garage sale show. I got all kind. I mean, I got plush. I got some toys, hats.
See, you'll have stuff to.
Some comic books, Harry Potter.
Shoes, clothes.
I have clothes. I have a pair of sandals. I don't know, all kinds of. I mean, probably nothing no one wants.
You got a racket? You have a tennis racket that's missing the string by any chance?
No, I don't have that.
Any tennis racket string that you're selling, you could sell to Joe.
I don't even know how do you even restring a tennis racket. I don't even
take it to a tennis. Like, why is the guy doing it on his own? Like, take it to a shop. They probably do it down at Dick's Sporting Goods or something.
I'll tell you how you do it, Joe. You buy one off of eBay, and then you send back your one that's broken, and you keep the one you got.
Are you sure it's the same one? Is it the same one?
The same one. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it is.
No, people don't do that, by the way.
I did. I don't know. Do you guys? Well, are you guys promoting your stores right now? Your eBay stores?
Yeah. I changed mine up. I reduced my amount, but I am promoting.
But I do the. I don't. We talked about promoting so much, and then we haven't talked about it for a while. I can't remember. I switch my campaign like every few days.
Yeah.
And twice last week, and then today. I keep on having to. It shows that my campaign's over with, but my campaign's still going on. I have to like physically end it. Is there?
Yeah, I had to do that over the weekend, but
I know.
But I've not been selling anything, so I think something's wrong, right? That's something.
I know.
I mean,
Kevin Commonwealth Picker said to boycott promoting, and so everybody's boycotting promoting, and eBay is in a frenzy right now.
Seriously? When did he say that? In a video?
I've been talking about. He did a video about it. Like, I know he talked about it.
I know Dave has been saying that.
Did he talk about it on the podcast? He talked about it on the last podcast.
What, the one that came out today?
No, the one from a week ago. He talked about boycotting promoting. He talks about how eBay should get rid of it and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, I did remember him saying that because they were talking about, what were they talking about? Yeah, so if they get rid of that dumb
about market share and all this stuff.
Oh yeah,
means absolutely nothing to me. Market share. That's like when you go to the market and you buy and you like, hey, can you put that in my cart? And I'll put
no, it was about the buyer match, the seller match,
price match.
Yeah, price match. And he says if they got rid of the promoted, I got like on Poshmark, they sent me a thing. I mean, I always feel like I need to say this because someone might be listening and think I'm bragging or something. Like
you're always
like
flexing.
No, it's not a flex. So I'm assuming they gave it to everyone, but when I say I got is because none of these two guys, they don't sell them. They don't posh. I posh. They sent me a thing. They're like promoting your closet. You like promote your closet. I'm not doing so now. What? Poshmark. I'm never going to sell anything on Poshmark because I have to promote on Poshmark. On top of like manually sharing my closet all day.
Well, I did run into that problem, Dan, with the
I'm not. You have to promote and share. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, no, with the thing, I had a campaign like I'm like Dan, where a couple times a week
because I just redid mine.
But it said that because usually I'll look at my whatever that page is on the on my phone, and will say that I have so many items to promote or whatever.
Right.
And
Yeah.
it's usually all my items. But when I went into it, didn't say it on Friday when I had to renew it.
Huh.
So then I had to go in. It shows that it ended because the date.
Yeah.
And then I had to manually end it and then start a new
I just
one.
restarted mine today. I had it ended on the 19th.
Yeah.
Yesterday I was charging my iPad, and when I was like, oh, I gotta do it, and then I forgot to go. My iPad was in the other room, and I forgot. So this morning I was like, oh, I gotta do that. I gotta start my campaign, which I mean, that's not complaining. I mean, I'm not selling. I didn't sell anything, but like my sales kind of just
so much, Dan.
I'm not flexing. I'm a real. I'm being real. I'm
like, what's that? I
just don't want someone to listen to this think I'm like I'm not nothing I'm saying is ever bragging, ever. I swear. But I am gonna sell 100 items.
But I am.
Why not? Just what you guys. That was a joke. That's not a brag. It was a joke.
He's like, what's that? There's a movie where he's all, is it Ricky Bobby where he's all, if I say all due respect before I say it, that makes it okay, right? So like, with all due respect, it's not a brag, but I
don't want someone thinking like,
and I'm gonna have instant payment, and everybody's gonna flock to my sales, and I'm gonna get that money right away now.
I don't even think that's gonna do it. People say that it's like life's better when that happens. So I just want to see what it feels like, I guess.
Better? Like it's a cure-all?
I mean, my life sucks pretty much, so if that's going to make it better, I'm going to try it, I guess. I've tried everything else.
You got to try something, right? You wake up, your feet have arches in them again.
My feet. Oh, yeah. If I woke up and didn't have pain, oh, God. That would just be amazing.
Down.
Most of the time, I think twice this week, 3 times, I've woke up just not been feeling the best.
Hey, I was an overweight mechanic. I have plenty of pains that I deal with every day. Imagine being a 350-pound mechanic. Yeah, it sucked. Anyway, not that I'm 350, but more like 390.
I'm not talking about this.
Me either. Let's talk about. Right. Oh, I just got an offer. I'm gonna turn down. I have a Furby that doesn't work listed for $35.
Take the offer without looking at it.
I'm glad I almost
it's a Furby with the box, and they offered me $25. Would you take it? I have it for $35, and they offered me $25, and it's got watchers and stuff.
I've been on the kick. I've been on the kick whenever I get an offer and it's somewhat decent. I take it.
I had a pair of shorts I had listed this weekend for $40. And then someone offered me $25, and I'm like, you know what? It's Saturday night. I haven't ended sale since Thursday morning. I'm going to take it. I took it.
Time to party. Let's go.
Danny needs to eat this week.
You got to go to Aldi this week.
I had an offer. I had a pocket knife I bought in Virginia.
Yeah, you got some good buck knives out there, huh?
Yeah, this was a different one. This was a Puma knife.
Everything Joe's saying, he's bragging too.
He's flexing too.
Just so everyone knows.
But I had it listed for $120, and somebody offered me $93.55.
You had it listed for how much?
$120.
Oh, and they offer you $93.50. 55. Did you take it?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. What was the shipping cost? Did it make it like an even 100 or something?
It made it somewhere like that.
That's not bad. Yeah, I don't know. I get in those moods where if I'm not selling, I did have a like a military bag I bought from the bins. It was a military bag I found at the bins. I thought it was pretty cool, and it sat in my trunk for a while. I don't know what you call it. I drive a Kia Sportage. And so it's like an open trunk. Is it a trunk? I don't know what it's called. If I say SUV to someone, they're like, because I don't know what to call it. It's not a car. It's like a crossover. I don't know what you call it. But it's my trunk. Anyway, it was back there, and I can show you a picture of it. But it took me a while. I finally listed it, but when I tried to comp it, I didn't know what it was from. It was so when I Googled like military bag, it came up like a bunch of World War II stuff came up. So I was like, I don't know if this is World War II. So it had a name on it. So I Googled the name, and the guy was a radio dispatcher at Vietnam War. Wow. I thought it was really cool. but I didn't really. I kind of priced it. I mean, where's
Was he from your area?
Yeah, he passed away like last summer. If I don't know if I'm sorry if you're listening on the hot air balloon or your other favorite audio, you can't see this, but it's pretty cool. Like it's just I felt like
where is that from?
Huh?
You said that. What era did you say that's from?
It's from the Vietnam. It's from Vietnam, like the '70s. So I just thought it was really cool, and it looked in it's decent shape. I just felt like it couldn't die at the bins. It had to be it had to survive. So I looked it up. I read the guy's obituary. He was a Vietnam radio dispatcher, and he had a wife and a couple kids. And then I felt bad. I'm like, I feel bad listing this, but I'm like, I don't want it. But I just but I listed it, and I'm like, oh, I don't know what to price it at. So I priced it at $40. And it's got a bunch of watchers on it, or a bunch. It might have 5. It's not a brag either, but it's a bunch to me. Okay, I'm a little guy, not a little guy. A little seller guy. I'm not a big guy, but you know what I'm saying. But someone offered me $30, and like a jerk, I countered, and then they ghosted me. Now they haven't responded. I should have just taken. It was probably his daughter wanted it. Like, oh, it's my dad's bag, and maybe I should just end it and just send it to him. But they donated it.
The bins.
But they might not know they've donated it. So now I'm like torn. Do I ship the bag off this?
That vintage military stuff is really hot right now, and like, a lot of the I don't know, like a lot of people they want to have that bag over their shoulder too with their whole outfit. And like my friend, the guy that does the vintage, he has an old bag, like an old military bag that he carries his stuff in, like it's part of his fit, you know.
Fit.
Why'd you quotation fit there?
Because that's what the
cool kids say.
Oh, you did that instead of saying you're not bragging. You didn't just want to.
You know.
Okay. All right. I get it.
So Dan, are you second guessing not taking it?
Well, I feel kind of bad. I should have just taken the first offer I got, but I have some watches on it, and I already.
Did you send out offers on it?
I did send out like $35.99. Yeah, I sent out.
They would wear, and then he's got the bag over his shoulder like that. Like that's what's.
Did you take that picture, Jimmy?
No, I just got it off of Google. I just did vintage military fit, and this stuff comes up. I'm telling you.
Okay.
I think I'm making this up. I am actually making that all up.
No, I don't.
But they want to have that military bag, so that I'm just trying to tell you, like that holds some value. Don't think you don't have some value there. You do.
Yeah, but I also have some bills I gotta pay. Gotta pay them bills.
Daddy's gotta eat. Hey, Danny.
Hey, just to be clear, I'm saying Danny, not Daddy. I'm not saying Dad. I don't think that I'm your father.
That's not a brag, but
throw it, Danny.
Yeah, Danny. Whatever. I'm looking around.
I found some a bolo of camouflage. They're called night camo pants. I don't have them here, but I bought a pair. It's like a different style of camouflage. I don't have a picture, but
night camouflage. So they're just black pants. They're just black pants.
No, they have like spots on them and like.
Joe is dressed up in all camouflage right now.
This is a maroon shirt.
That's not maroon. It's black.
So if you find like these, it's called night camo. That's what it's called, and it's like they're really
are they military
baggy,
issued?
Yeah, they're military issue. Yeah, and if you find them really baggy, they're worth a lot of money. I bought a pair. Now the ones I have aren't very baggy, so I don't know if I'm going to get a ton for them.
Are you allowed to sell them, or are they going to take it down like they take down like my Amazon pants?
No, they're all over eBay.
I can't sell on Amazon. I got a pair of Amazon shorts. They won't let me.
Yeah,
they
you
won't
can't
let me.
do that.
I have sold them, and then I finally was like, I don't know if I can sell these. I sold them a few times, and then finally they like told me I couldn't sell them. I'm telling you this. It happened a while ago. I pulled them out of my inventory, and they're sitting. They're sitting out on. I was putting stuff away, and they're just sitting there. I touched them the other day. I'm like, man, they might be listed on Poshmark.
I have a UPS jacket that I've had forever because I got.
They wouldn't let me sell it,
and I'm not doing it again.
I tried to sell a lift jacket, and you couldn't sell a lift jacket either.
The ride there.
Yeah.
Because people use it as like disguises and.
Yeah, I had a lift light that people put on their dashboard, like a.
But you could go to like I'm sure you could go. Well, maybe not lift.
Was taken
You
down.
can't sell the Lyft Light, huh?
No.
Where do you get a Lyft Light then? Do you have to get it from
I guess
Lyft?
you might even probably.
I have an Uber, not an Uber Light. I have an Uber sticker and stuff. I signed up to be an Uber driver.
Oh my
years
god!
ago.
Did you do it?
Oh,
Please
that
tell
would
us.
be put a camera
Please tell
up.
us
Dan as
that
an
you
Uber
that you
driver.
did it.
You
So
put a
t-
dash cam in if you do that.
When Uber first came out, when in my, I signed up and I would turn it on when I drove home from work. I would turn it on. Didn't get it. Never got any offers for rides because it was still new to the area around here. Like no one did it around here. You had to go to the city to do it, and I didn't want to go to the city. And then after that, I was like, I don't want to watch. I don't want people in my car. Like I don't want it. And I used to do. I would turn it on because I used to work at 6 o'clock in the morning at the casino for a while, but I would get up for work at 2:30. So then I started getting up at 2 a.m. and I would turn on Uber to do like, I don't know why I would want to pick up drunk people from a bar, but that's what I did. I was like, oh, I'll pick them up, and no one never wanted.
That person riding with Dan, they're in the back seat. Why are all these kids
Now I watch
women's shoes back here?
Yeah.
Why do you got a back seat full of kids and women's shoes?
Oh, they're all my other ride shares I've done. Just freak them out like that, right?
Dan, can you?
Yours will be in there soon.
Yeah.
Yo, Dan, can you?
What
can you
pair of shoes do you have on? Are those J1s?
What are you wearing?
J1s.
Oh, are those Hokas you have on?
Are they a women's size 10?
No, that's if I want to keep them.
Dan, can you please turn the app on and just do one ride before next week, and we'll talk about it.
And record it.
I'm not. I would turn on. Because I have Uber. I have DoorDash. I have Instacart.
Wait, you're a driver for all of them?
I sign up for all the gigs. I did one shift of.
Signed up for all the gigs.
I did like one. I did DoorDash one day. I have a DoorDash pizza bag.
Dan's in Fight Club, but he's never been in a fight.
I have. Have I been in a fight? I yelled in the hallway one time at school, and I almost got in a fight, but I never got in a. Never got.
all this stuff.
I mean, I fought my brothers.
I got season tickets to the White Sox. Never been to a game.
Oh wait, was that last weekend I sent you guys, or is it last weekend? The Chicago White Sox had a garage sale.
Yeah, you sent that.
Are you serious?
And you didn't go.
You didn't see that? No, that's
like the worst team in baseball right now.
I didn't
yeah. No one wants to go to the.
After you sent that to me, I was like, nobody cares. And I looked, I was like, oh yeah, they're terrible.
Yeah. You got when you asked me if I was gonna go, and I said no one cares about the White Sox. I'm not going.
Yeah,
you guys, I haven't heard from you guys since.
Well, it was kind of sad that you weren't going. You weren't going to yard sales.
I know.
Not
that I'm not gonna go. I'm saying, I just like it. I had so much fun, Jimmy, going to the bins.
Did I tell you this? Like I don't want to give you bad advice. I don't want to tell you to have fun.
Don't listen back, Dan, because you'll be mad all week.
Well, no, we have to have a title.
I think where you're at, what you need to do is try to find. Did I tell you about the citywide sales, like town-wide sales?
You did tell me that. So my other thing is, I'd rather just go to a one-off garage sale. It's fighting. That's what I was talking about. There's so many people, the parking and stuff. It gets me worked up. That gets me worked up. Walking. I'm not saying I'm not gonna go. I'm saying like I just needed a break. I'm gonna. But so the stuff I found. I went to one. There was a few streets over. I went and they had shirts. They had T-shirts for like $1. It was $6 for $5. So I bought 6 T-shirts. I bought a couple. I bought like a Starbucks mug for my whatnot show.
Yeah.
And well, I didn't know if my brother collects these. I didn't know if he had this one, and so I bought it. He has this one, but they had Indiana, and I bought him Indiana.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it was.
There's someone in Flow Rider that might buy that from you on whatnot.
So I thought that was pretty good. I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna try. And then what else? I bought like a Nike sweatshirt. It's like a decent size. It's a 4X shirt, and I listed it for like $30 or $40. Like it should do well. Like I mean, but it was fine. Like I have a good time.
Do you do vintage Nike sweatshirts? Because there's some that are worth a lot of money. Like the one.
I mean, if I
If you
find
find
it,
a good color and just a bolo, if you find a vintage, an older Nike sweatshirt and it's a good color and it's got the logo right here, right under the chin,
center chest. Yeah.
buy it.
Well, the one I bought has a center chest. But it's a poop brown color.
Yeah, that's a good color.
Brown. Put that in the
What's it for? How much? What size is it?
4X. It's a women's
It's on there right
women's. It's women's 4X.
Well, I wear women's 4X.
I mean, it was fun, but like a lot of times when they have like Under Armour polos at these garage sales. They're like $5. I can get them a half off. I can get them for $5. And they're like mediums and stuff. Like, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's fun. I'm not saying I don't have anything against the yard sale. I like going to yard sales too. I'm just saying, like, it was very frustrating when I was on fight. I needed to find stuff that day, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna go to the bins. I had a lot more fun at the. Like, I had so much.
A lot of sales in your area though. Like, I mean, yard sales can be a volume thing where you have to go to a lot for sure. I mean, I went to 30 sales in one day the other.
Yeah, see, I don't think I can. I don't think I would physically make it to 30 sales. I'd probably drive my car off a cliff. I'd have to find a cliff, and then I would drive it off of it before, and then I wouldn't be able to go to the yard sale anyway because I'm driving around looking for a cliff to drive off of. Doesn't make any sense.
Well,
I know. Hopefully, I was sick. And it was raining, and I was coughing and heck. It was so. I mean, I
always stayed at home that day and not done anything.
I'm glad I didn't because I found a lot of good stuff. But I got home and I was just like dead, just dead. And this podcast is now.
No, you have to thank everyone for listening.
Thanking everybody for listening. Thanks for hanging out. Big shout out. We didn't do it early enough, but we talked about Tim. Go watch last episode with Tim over the years. That was an amazing, fun first guest. Maybe we'll talk about having guests in the future.
Whoa.
Question mark. I'm just throwing it out there, Dan.
Why would you put that out on this right now?
Why not?
Keep everybody on.
Because there's only 4 people listening right now.
Yeah, nobody makes it this far. That's why, Dan, please turn on the Lyft app. Tell us what your first pick.
Thank you, everybody, for listening to the Reseller Leftovers podcast.